Very good evening to all of you. So today our topic would be related to mains exam. So if you are preparing for prelims exam, so you better not watch this video because today we will try to analyze the environmental impact of artificial intelligence. So like uh, this is important because it will balance innovation and sustainability. So today we'll get to study the link between innovation and sustainability. So artificial intelligence holds immense promise for redressing global environmental challenges, from tracking methane emissions to monitoring illegal sand dredging. Yet behind this innovation lies a growing environmental cost. So today's topic is related to the environmental impact that artificial intelligence is creating. So let us get started. So this is little bit about me. So so can you see this picture? So in this picture, if you see, see, this boy is like this boy is like he's very upset because artificial intelligence in a way is very helpful, but at the same time it is bringing about an environmental cost. So that is our topic of discussion. So I have prepared only 4 slides for today. So key areas of environmental impact will include energy consumption, carbon emission, water consumption, e-waste generation, and sustainable challenges. So, as I told you that as AI expands, okay, so as artificial intelligence expands, so does the infrastructure powering it. Energy hungry data centers, water intensive cooling systems, and hardware production that relies on unsuitable mining of rare minerals. These factors contribute to electronic waste, strain natural resources, and increase greenhouse gas emissions. So that is an area of concern. In this context, it becomes essential to explore the complex environmental footprint of AI, looking beyond its promising capabilities. So if we only look at the positive side of AI, then we are very much not aware that the AI which we are looking at, or the positive aspects of AI, may downgrade us to a fatal consequence. So that is looking beyond its promising capabilities to uncover its often overlooked costs, and more importantly, to identify sustainable pathways that align technological progress with environmental stewardship. So that is a good introduction so for this question. So now coming to energy consumption. So the electricity demand of data centers are one major factor contributing to the environmental impacts of generative AI, since data centers are used to train and run the deep learning models behind the popular AI tools. So for example, let us take an example. So how energy is consumed. Okay, so in 2023, the International Energy Agency, so you have heard, no? So you can use this point, IEA, in its report stated that data centers, AI, and cryptocurrencies together consumed about 460 terawatt hours of electricity. That is nearly 2% of global electricity demand. So total electricity consumption could reach more than 1000 terawatts in 2026. So can you see? So it was consuming 460 terawatt hours. Okay, so now it could reach to 1000 terawatt hours, and we already know that there is energy shortage in our country. So this unprecedented growth is straining grids and some regions, so delaying the closures of coal fired power plants, further complicating decarbonization efforts. So that is the energy consumption or the energy impact of AI. Next, if we talk about carbon emission, so to power the artificial intelligence, we require a lot of like greenhouse gas usage. Okay, so the significant energy required for powering AI systems often leads to considerable greenhouse gas emissions, especially if the energy of the source from renewable power plants. If especially if the energy is sourced from non-renewable power plants. So non-renewable power plants like petroleum, coal. Okay, so those are non-renewable. Okay, so each So for example, if you use ChatGPT, okay, so it emits about 4.32 grams of carbon dioxide, which is 10 times more than a typical Google search. So imagine. So this is a very good data. So ChatGPT emits about 4.32 grams of carbon dioxide, which is 10 times more than a typical Google search, with millions of queries daily. So many queries are the cumulative emissions are significant. Data centers and data transmission networks are responsible for about 1% of global energy related greenhouse emissions, a figure expected to double by 2030 as an AI adoption accelerates. Okay, so carbon emission could be a factor. So third is water consumption. So large data centers are essential for training and running advanced AI models. So they rely on water intensive cooling systems to maintain performance. So those big machines, they need to get water to cool down. So the data centers, they require vast amount of water for cooling, about 7,100 liter per megawatt hour in the US. As AI workloads increase, global AI related water consumption is projected to reach about 4.2 and 6.6 billion cubic meters, 1.155 to 233 billion cubic feet. This places significant strain on local water supplies, particularly in areas already facing scarcity, and raises concerns about the sustainability of AI infrastructure in water stressed regions. So if a region is water stressed, say Thar region, okay, so when you are about to use AI, always think that to cool the machines you required a lot amount of water. Okay, so that is an water issue. Next, talking about e-waste generation. So it is estimated that by 2030, which is 5 years from now, a waste could total between 1.2 to 5 million metric tons, nearly 1000 times greater than the amount generated in 2023. Okay, so that hardware underlying AI includes servers, GPUs, and other specialized equipments, also has an environmental impact. The production of disposal of these devices involves significant resource extraction, manufacturing, emissions, and electronic waste, which can lead to environmental degradation and pollution. So these are the effects of AI. So I told you energy consumption, carbon emission, water consumption, and e-waste generation. Now there are other effects as well. For example, land and resource exploitation. So building new data centers and manufacturing AI hardware requires significant amount of land, okay, and resource extraction. This expansion leads to habitat loss, it leads to soil erosion and pollution from mining and construction activities. Okay, also talking about the environmental cost of data storage. So data storage for AI is energy intensive. So if you are using AI, definitely energy is required. Storing 1 GB of data in the cloud, okay, consumes about 0.1 kilowatt hour per year. So 0.1 kilowatt hour per year, resulting in roughly, sorry for my pronunciation, 0.04 kg of carbon dioxide emissions, or 40 kg of carbon dioxide per terabyte in a typical US data center. Okay, so as AI driven data generation explodes, the energy and emissions linked to the storage are set to increase further. Then we also have the unequal environmental burden, that is climate justice issues. The environmental cost of AI are not distributed evenly. Vulnerable communities, often those near data centers or resource extraction sites, bear a disproportionate share of the pollution, water depletion, and health risks associated with AI infrastructure. This raises significant climate justice concerns, as the benefits of AI are enjoyed globally while the environmental burdens are localized and often affect those least able to adopt or respond. So this picture clearly illustrates what AI can do, okay, in near future. So only looking at the positive aspects will not suffice. You have to look at the negative aspects also. So these are the negative aspects. So extra energy consumption, it could lead to higher carbon emissions, then water consumption because you have to cool down the machines, and e-waste generation. Now let us have a look at the sustainable challenges. So technological innovation and efficiency, we have to look at this matter. So challenges: high energy consumption, I told you. So training advanced AI models, especially deep neural networks. You have heard about the term, no? Deep neural networks. You can write this in your mains exam. Demands substantial computational power, leading to increased energy usage. So also environmental impact of AI infrastructure. This production and disposal of hardware components contribute to embodied carbon emission. Also data mode and model inefficiencies. Large scale models often require vast amount of data and compute, even when smaller domain specific models could suffice. Okay, so what are the solutions? So only if we talk about the negative aspects, it will not hold good us in good state. Okay, so we have to talk about the solutions also. So first of all, when you are designing a particular machine which will be using AI, for example, whenever you are using AI, you definitely have to design a machine. So the machine which you need to design, that should be energy efficient, and it should have an energy efficient model design. So techniques like model pruning, quantization and knowledge distillation reduce computational load while maintaining performance. Second is optimize data center operations. So advanced cooling technologies and dynamic power management improve energy efficiency. Also life cycle analysis. Conducting LCA helps quantify both embodied and operational carbon footprints. Okay, so now these were the negative aspects. So what were what are the problems or the challenges? Okay, so first is resource utilization. So inefficient allocation leads to wasted power and higher operational costs, especially when GPUs and CPUs are idle. Data and power gravity. Locating data centers only where power is cheap can increase latency and environmental impact elsewhere. Similarly, performance issues in networking or power distribution can disrupt critical AI workloads. So first is, what are the solutions? Okay, so continuous monitoring. Okay, real time analytics and optimization identify bottlenecks can improve system throughout. Advanced cooling and energy optimization. So water consumption is there, no? So AI control cooling systems and adaptive thermal controls can cut energy use by up to 47.2% in data centers. Also investing in explainable AI. Development of explainable AI models can help to demystify decisions making process and improve stakeholders trust. So what are the challenges? Okay, so first is the lack of ethical governance structure. So if you're in any question, if you write ethical governance structure, many companies rush into AI adoption without embedding governance mechanisms that protect against bias, privacy violations and opacity in AI systems. So AI regulations such as AI Act are continuously evolving. Businesses often struggling to keep pace with compliance requirement, risking penalties and reputational harm. Okay, so these are the environmental impact of artificial intelligence. So corporate responsibility and industry leadership is required. Okay, so we need good leaders if we want to develop this AI model. Okay, so data privacy and security. Okay, so AI relies on vast amounts of data. Okay, so humongous amount of data is required, raising concerns over unauthorized access and misuse. Mishandling of sensitive information can undermine public trust and violate regulatory norms. Bias discrimination. AI models can reflect and amplify existing societal biases embedded in training data. This can lead to discriminatory outcomes, especially in sectors like hiring, lending and healthcare. Also lack of transparency. Many AI systems operate as black boxes, making it difficult for stakeholders to understand how decisions are made, posing challenges for accountability and trust. So first we need to strengthen data governance, also mitigate bias through diversity and audits, or also establish ethical oversight structures. For example, we can create a dedicated ethics committee or task force that can include diverse expertise to oversee AI use, embed ethical leadership in all CSR related AI deployments. Similarly, we can use inclusive data sets, involve cross functional teams and conduct regular audits to detect and correct algorithmic bias. This supports fairness and equitable outcomes. Also, implementing robust frameworks to manage data responsibility ensuring compliance with privacy laws and safeguarding against breaches. So that is like few of the solutions which you can use. So public engagement and awareness is another thing which we can work. For example, there is lack of awareness. Okay, so many of us do not know about DeepSeek. We also do not know about ChatGPT. So many remain unaware of AI's substantial power and water consumption. Okay, and in another environmentally, if you see, then like we don't know about the water consumption and substantial power. Okay, so first challenge is to know AI, and the second challenge is to know the negative aspects of AI. So both we have angles we have to see. Then persistent misconceptions. So public often underestimates the energy intensity of data centers and AI training processes. Okay, so similarly, limited educational exposure. AI's environmental impact is not widely integrated into formal education. Okay, so there how many chapters in NCERT if will you see that are having AI training processes? Similarly, AI's environmental impact is not widely integrated. So you all agree, no? Into formal education, and there is unequal burden too. So marginalized communities often bear the brunt of environmental degradation linked to AI's infrastructure. So one more thing, if you see that when people do not have food, cloth and shelter, okay, will they think about the environmental impact of AI, artificial intelligence? So that is one more area which needs attention. So still the future is not very dark. Okay, so we can use social media to spread awareness about the negative aspects of AI, so that we can strengthen data governance, also ethical governance we can bring, and prioritize data stewardship. Okay, so use social media and online forums to spread real-time accessible information and spark public discourse. Foster collaborative partnership, bring together tech firms, environmental organizations. Okay, and academic institutions to develop unified educational efforts. So we need to address misconceptions as well. For example, encouraging clear fact-based communication through educators, journalists and policymakers. We are emphasizing social justice links, highlight in the intersection of AI's environmental impact with social equity issues, track campaign outcomes through challenges in awareness, behavior and policy support. So now let us have a look at the conclusion. So if we see artificial intelligence, they hold immense potential, but its environmental impact must be addressed. Energy efficiency, ethical development and sustainable practices are essential to reduce its carbon footprint. Focusing on these aspects ensure that technological progress aligns with ecological responsibility, creating future where AI drives innovation without compromising the planet's health. So that is about the mains answer writing 15 marker. Also you have got enough points to write an essay on the topic. Okay, so for example, if in GS in paper 1 a question comes on the environmental impact of artificial intelligence, at least after watching this video, you will be able to get an insight of the inputs of the negative aspects of AI. So just remember these 4 points: energy consumption, carbon emissions, water consumption, e-waste generation, sustainable challenges. So if you remember these 5 points, then you can at least elaborate on the future points. Okay, so finally I would say that artificial intelligence is reshaping industries, economies and everyday life with unprecedented speed. So transformative potential is undeniable. The rapid growth of AI comes with significant environmental cost. So from soaring energy use to rising water consumption and e-waste, AI infrastructure demands are straining planetary resources. So good word, balancing innovation with sustainability is no longer optional. It is imperative for a future where technology serves both progress of the planet. So thank you, dear friends, for giving me so much time. I will come with different type of videos too. So this was a mains question and mains 15 marker question. So what is the environmental impact of artificial intelligence in day-to-day life? So at least you can write few points, and also I will come up with some easier topics. Okay, like national park series and all. So stay tuned. Thank you very much for your lovely time.